Hello, hello, hello. It is getting dark outside, but I still wanted to make a few minutes video, and I want to say that still got some paint on my hand here. It's okay. I was painting all day long upstairs and sewing, so that's why it's getting dark now, but I still wanted to make a video. I have been doing the inwardness meditation process for these last 2 days, yesterday and today, and I went into it intensively, and that's why my voice is kind of dark right now, because I have been screaming into a baby blanket on my bed. And I needed to do this. That went on for, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. I needed to scream that out and cry that out. And it did go into first line. It went all the way throughout my entire life. Throughout all 3 stages. Present, childhood, and infancy. And the screams became baby screams. They automatically become baby screams. So, and that's where it docks onto that same pain of extreme loneliness, lack of touch, insecurity, feel insecure, not feeling unloved, feeling unloved, not being loved as a baby translates into I feel ugly. That's what it does for us when we grow up. That's what that pain is. Or I feel whatever. I feel inadequate, or I feel puny, or I feel I don't compare to someone else. Mirror, mirror on the wall. OCD rituals, and on and on and on and on. Avoidance, mantras, and self-affirmation attempts. There's positive self-affirmation, that is very helpful, and then there is OCD, ritualistic type of self-affirmation. One is sick and one is well. So the real self-affirmation, I love myself, I love my body, I am protected by the blue God, okay? That's real self-affirmation. And the other one, and it can fade over very gradually before we even realize it. So the other one is neurotic, just desperate attempts to ward off something worse, some kind of abyss that we're afraid of falling into. And that's what the ego does. The ego wants to be the queen, in my life, I see it with other people. I see it with all kinds of people, the woman ego wants to be the queen who says mirror, mirror on the wall, The male ego, I've observed those, in depths. I've observed them in the chat room. Women usually don't show themselves neurotic. They know better. But men do, particularly when they got an alcoholized brain. And that was very interesting for me to observe, very, very helpful for me to understand them better. The male ego wants to be the king, and he wants to be the all-powerful, and he wants to be the string holder of the puppet show, and he wants to be the manipulator of other people's emotions, then he can feel in charge. That's the male ego, taking full force over that flesh body, like that flesh body completely being run and orchestrated by that ego. That's not a good situation. I don't want that to happen in my life. I don't want that. I want to become aware. I don't want to be a meat puppet, puppeteered by my ego, by my queen ego, who says mirror, mirror on the wall, and who wants to always getting affirmations, the neurotic ones, who always wants to confirm, and or get compliments or whatever, and that's very neurotic. So what's behind that, behind all this incessant behavior, is fear. What is the fear? I went deep into it today. The fear is I'm not gorgeous enough, or the fear is I am ugly, or the fear is I am puny, or the fear is I am not wanted, I'm not desirable. The fear is I'm not loved, I'm not touched, my body, And that fear, and what's behind that fear, is unimaginable trauma from childhood. First line, birth and 1/2 a year after birth, that's infancy. My mother wasn't able to give me that love. Okay, that translates into later on into insecurity, into struggle with men, or in Paul's case, struggle with women, struggle with me. So, but he got much more love. He got much more love from his mother than I did. Way more. Okay. But his dad mistreated him really badly, and his brothers. So his dad and his brothers, they bullied him really badly. And his mother was a nervous wreck, so she wasn't able to be there all the time for him. So, but his infancy, well, they made him sleep in the room with the brothers, and they tickled him, and they bullied him. So they made him afraid. They tortured him. They tormented him. So that's not safe. That doesn't feel safe. That's not safety. Okay. So that translates later on to I'm not loved. I am an outcast. I am different, or I am not liked, or the world is not safe. That's a big thing for him. So and goes directly straight back to his childhood. So for me, it's like my mother was cold. Okay. So what happens then? I tend to get into a situation where I am struggling with cold people, where I want to make them see how I suffer, feel something for me, That's a struggle from childhood. So it's getting dark outside now, but I still wanted to show this amazing thing. So, but I went into it, and I went deep into it, and I fully allowed myself to feel this devastating pain. And that's the abyss, and we shouldn't be afraid of it. We should not be afraid of that abyss, because that's just, we're strong, we're adults, we're healthy, Don't drink alcohol when you do this, You have to have a clear brain to go into this inwardness meditation. Dr. Arthur Janov talked about this as well, how important it is. You can't put substances into your body. You have to have a completely clear brain. It's not scary, okay? It feels scary, but it's not scary. Allow that abyss to run its course, It wants to say something to you. It wants to be seen and heard. So allow it. It doesn't hurt you. And cry it out. And that's the path. Okay, you guys take care. Bye-bye.